One of the most common questions people ask in mastermind groups in the Follow Up Boss Facebook group is, how do I organize my vendors in my CRM? In this quick video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So in Follow Up Boss, step 1, to create a vendor stage, you have to be logged into the owner account by clicking, and then you'll be clicking Admin More Stages. You'll add a stage by clicking Add Stage. Now we already have a vendor stage, and it is quite literally just called Vendor. Anytime you have a vendor to add to Follow Up Boss, you can either quick add them by clicking this New Person button, or you can add them by typing and searching for the person if they're not already in Follow Up Boss, and then adding them the longer way. So let's pull up a person I think they're just a dummy person that we've added to Follow Up Boss as a vendor. Oh, they're not a dummy person. So you stage them as vendor. That's the simplest thing to do. The next thing to do, but after adding them with their contact information here, side note is if they have a company name, you can add that to the background here on the left side. If you don't see it here, it's somewhere on the left side. People will have different accounts. This might be in a different place, just somewhere on the left side here, but you can click and drag it to be higher or lower. Or you can put the company name in a note and star it, or you can put the company name in a custom field. The second thing I recommend doing with organizing your vendors is creating a custom field. So go back. Again, you can only do this for the owner account. Go Admin Custom Fields. You'll see we've created a custom field called Vendor Type. So click Custom Field, Add Custom Field. Call it Vendor Type. Make it a drop-down menu. It's red because I already have this. Let me just call it Vendor Kind. Drop-down. The drop-down menu is going to list out different types of vendors. So let me show you my existing one here. Oh, I had a typo there. Vendor type drop-down, and you're going to add the different kinds. It could be painter, it could be flooring, it could be electrician, it could be general contractor. It could be roofer. You could also add your title companies if you want, or if you wanted to separate them out into this is regular vendors for home vendors, and then you have your other vendors for your real estate transactions. So you can have different categories of 2 different custom fields. Now, the reason for the custom field is when you add a vendor, when you want to select a vendor type. And the reason for that is when it comes time for you to find a preferred painter, rather than going to a Word document or a PDF or a paper to print, and rather than going to a very long list of people that are just staged vendor and you have no idea who is who, you can say, well, I'm just looking for a painter. You can filter by the custom field, vendor type is painter. Now, I don't have any vendor types in my account, but you can filter by it's painter that way. Or if you're trying to find flooring, that way. Otherwise, you would just have one giant list of vendors, and that doesn't really help, especially over time as you add more and more vendors. The next thing is if your business model is not just you, and you have team members that you need to share the vendors with, then you'll want to add the vendors to a pond. So you'll go to Admin Ponds, and we have a vendors pond. So you'll click Add Pond, you can call it vendors, and you can either share it with everyone or just some people, but you have to have a pond lead. So I recommend making that the owner. That would be me. And I would just select everyone or some if you don't want to share it with the entire company, and click Save. Then when you create the vendor, you're assigning it not to one particular person, but to the vendor pond there. So that way, not only you have access to the vendor, but now the rest of the team can search the vendor list. They would be able to search stage as vendor, and the vendor type is painter, and they would be able to see the list as well. The other best practice is creating automations for this to happen automatically. So that is a bit more intricate, but essentially what you would do is you create an automation with when the stage is changed to vendor, you automate pushing the lead to the pond. And when the stage is changed to vendor, if the vendor type is empty, you prompt a task to the assigned agent to add a vendor type. Otherwise, what's the point of doing all of this if there is no vendor type and it's empty? So we have that task to remind the assigned agent to put in the vendor type. Or if you don't want that task to fall on the agent's lap or the assigned agent and that's too much work, then you can have a dedicated assistant who will look up the vendor's information and figure out their type and plug it in that way. And you can have it always assigned to a specific assistant instead. So I hope you found this helpful for vendor type. If you are not a client of Key Technology and you would like help with taking full advantage of Fault Boss, that is just one of 8 or 9, I can't remember. I think it's 8 ponds that we set up in Fault Boss included in our Done For You Fault Boss setup. Ponds is one of the services we offer. So you can scan this QR code to learn more. We provide a done for you setup of action plans, automation, smart lists, daily workflow, training, best practices. We even offer a separate, completely different setup. We have 2 different products. Our flagship product is for lead generation, lead nurture, lead conversion, past clients, Sphere, best practices, daily workflow. And then our second product is transaction management. So you can scan that QR code to learn more about the services. The Ponds is an add-on to that. To the flagship product. So you can learn more about that. And the vendor pond is just one of 8. So if you're not a client, scan that QR code to learn more.